Live from the Vines, Texas High School Football Show, Week 4. Joining us tonight, Gary Ivins, a.k.a. Big Nasty. How you doing tonight, Nasty?
What's up, boys? I'm happy to be here, man. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than picking some winners with you guys and talking about the Panthers.
Oh, man, you picked some winners unless you intended to make a lot of money.
Got to start somewhere.
I went 8-2, I think, on Jalen's Pick'em League. He just handed me the phone and said, I don't even know where to start.
Man, it was a long Friday night, and Saturday morning was not the best for me, so let's let you take over that for me.
Well, it was good for the Panthers, 76-0, and it started early. I don't know. I was expecting a beatdown, but I don't know if I was expecting one that bad. That's even letting the clock run in the fourth quarter. Anybody that wanted it in the end zone was able to get there on Friday night. I know that's good for the kids to have a game like that, but I don't know how much Coach Apsek and the guys could build off of that as we get ready for John Tyler and District 9 5A next Friday.
Man, I think from the time the first whistle blew and we kicked the ball off, I heard somebody make a comment that was pretty funny. We should have just kicked the ball deep all night instead of those surprise onside kicks because they couldn't even catch the kickoffs. And,
they probably couldn't see it because of that lighting. What was going on down there?
Oh man, I'm not for sure. I heard there were some bulbs out.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. I knew my eyes were getting bad, but I want to know they weren't getting that bad.
Yeah, but you take away the kickoff, and there was 3 plays ran and 2 touchdowns for Lufkin?
2. I know they had 6 fumbles and a pick 6.
I couldn't remember if they fumbled on the first play of the game or the second play of the game, and then we scored on the next one.
Man, we had it going our way on one night.
Yeah, they couldn't get much going, and they were a lot better last year, in my opinion.
Yep.
Nasty, we got to talk about our guy, number 11, Jamaria Davis.
Oh yeah,
beast mode.
Godly.
I was doing stats Monday night, getting ready for Coach Apsek's coaches show, so I like to get my stats together, so I got stuff to talk about with him. And I just start going down the line. 2 forced fumbles, 6 tackles for losses, 5 sacks, a touchdown, 5 quarterback hurries, and 20 overall tackles. I mean, we've played 3 games, and that is what I like to call filling up a stat column.
Man, that kid, the whole front 4 has played their butts off. But, you talk about Davis, he's doing it all. He reminds me a lot of Elijah Alexander last year, just blowing everything up. And when he got that fumble recovery, I was like, please don't catch him. Please don't catch him. And he scooted on in the end zone. And, moments like that, kids like him, big boys, they'll remember those things. They'll remember those games forever, getting to score those touchdowns and stuff. You don't get to see a lot of that with those big boys, but it's, it's cool to get for it to happen. And you look at that Little Rock team and they got some size. They got some kids. And it's just like, what is it? What's not clicking, And I don't know what it is. They're not missing size. They're probably one of the biggest offensive lines we've seen all year.
Direction. They were missing direction.
Yep. Very key.
Like I said, I think the only thing you take out of that is, okay, we found a sophomore, big kid. He looks great out there. He got a couple of catches in the end zone with 2 different quarterbacks. Waters gets close to 100 yards again. Alexander goes over 120. But I think the key was we were able to get Wallace into the end zone, and he's now got, about 80, close to 100 yards, and really in a game and a half because he didn't do much in the Longview game. 7 for 81, most of it coming in the last 2 ball games. So I think the key is as we move on through the season, Wallace has got to pick up and kind of be what Kivo was last year. If we get to the middle of district and that's happening, I think then the offense is progressing to where they're hoping it does.
Oh, yeah. I think you can see bits and pieces coming together. Javion definitely looks comfortable back there now. And, I've watched him this week at practice some, and, you can definitely see a difference in his play. I don't know if it's just he's 100% healthy now or what, but it's just all clicking, it looks like. I think each week we are getting better at something. And that's what these games are meant for early in the season, because when you get in the district play, that's what it's all about right there. You don't have time to go back and, restart and all those things. So, you take these four games you get and you make the best out of them. And, we get a good John Tyler team this week. We'll talk later about that. But, this Little Rock, Arkansas team, we did nothing but build off of that. We executed a lot. We got a lot of kids in. A lot of kids got in the end zone for the first time. And man, you talk about our guy Joker. That kid's gonna be special.
Yeah. No, he's technically our leading rusher if you want to go by yards, but I think we know who the bull is going to be this year. But you're right, he has went over 130 yards basically in the second half last week, back-to-back touchdowns as well. He can scoot, and obviously just a sophomore.
Yeah, he looks good. I think the statement was made by the defense. I mean, giving up 0, playing every possible body out there too. I mean, like you said, they were big, and I don't think they traded anybody's out on their side. They still tried to score the ball all the way till the end, and we kept them out for a full 48 minutes.
And that's what Coach Epsick said in our meeting, Monday. You hate to go in the second half of the shutout and you bring your starters out because they worked so hard for that shutout. But those 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s that all got to play, they all, contributed that win. They didn't let up any points in the second half, and that's huge. You get a chance to go get a shutout like that. What was the final score? 76-0?
Yep.
76-0.
Nasty, can you recall what's the most points you've seen in a Lufkin game since you've been here 18 years?
Yeah, it was I think, what was it, 4 or 5 overtimes over at A&M Consolidated Week. What was it?
I can't remember the final score, but it was a lot. I just remember that game. Jamal Jeffrey catches the pass, and he goes to one sideline, come back to the next sideline, and then he just takes off. And he took over that game. Yeah, that was a really good year for the Panthers that year. Was that Coach Quick's first season as head coach?
I remember Tyler was a quarterback, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was the first year. There was that was a big game. We lost that game. I'm telling you, there was a chance we started looking for the next year because Cumbie, I believe it was waiting in the wings. And I think at that point we were like 2 and 3. We'd lost bad to the Woodlands and bad to Longview, and we lose that game. It's going to be bad, but we win that game and then go on a run and make it to the third round. And to be honest with you, we were a kick away from going to the fourth round, and really could have probably won that game as well. But man, they got on a run at the right time. But that game right there really propelled that season. But I don't know if we got to 76, but total points by far, I think it was one of the highest scoring ever in high school football.
Yeah. I think didn't we score like 70 on that team that came up from Mexico our senior year?
Yeah, that was
where's the stat right here?
At Monterey State or whatever we played. But I mean, we scored so much I felt bad for the cheer managers running down there. They couldn't take a breath. They had to bring down some pickle juice. They started cramping, and all they were doing was running the flags.
Yeah, that was I kind of got. I felt bad. Like it weren't like we were doing it. We didn't throw the ball, but they couldn't even make a tackle, and they fumbled every single kickoff. It was unbelievable. Like they didn't know we did that in Texas.
Where's that
But
stat?
on to John Tyler, I think is the better thing here.
Yep.
So there's a stat right here. Where'd you go? I just had it pulled up. Y'all keep going.
Well, I kind of didn't. You asked me how long we should talk about that game, and I was like, not long. I think there's better things to talk about. Like I think this John Tyler game is going to be very interesting. And I was looking back at the scores over the last 10 years, and there's been a lot of points scored, mostly every single year. And I think that the reason being is because there's athletes on both sides. And boy, I'm going to tell you right now, that will not be any different come Friday night because they've got some studs too.
Yeah,
they got that.
And he just said, get ready for a track meet because there's athletes on both sides, and it's going to be seems like a lot of points, just like there is every year.
They got a big tight end, and we know that the tight end has given us some issues. But man, I remember Trey Harrelson last year, and he's number 4. You will know his name by the end of Friday night. This guy can go. They got a junior running back, McMiller, scored 6 touchdowns. He had 5 rushes last week, 5 rushing touchdowns. He also caught one for 6. That was a John Tyler touchdown record for a game, so he can go. But I'm telling you right now, Trey Harrelson, that's a D1 kid, and he's going to be able to pick his college here after next year.
That's just, we talk about, goals using the same Tylers we're used to playing. And like you said, no matter what people have to say out there in the media, John Tyler might be down, but we always know, when they come play us, we go play them. It's going to be a good ball game no matter what. They're going to come up, play big and play hard. And, I was telling Coach Ab, ladies, wait till you see their band. They're going to party for sure.
Yeah.
So The stat was the most points scored by the Panthers since 2006 when Luck defeated Klein in the playoffs, 72 to 24. However, the most points Luck has scored in their history, that record is 95 points, 95 to 0 over St. Augustine in 1923.
Oh,
Yeah, that Klein playoff game was right before I got here. And then I think they beat us the next year, I think.
Yeah. Was that no? Yeah, you might be right. I remember Klein beating us.
No, we lost the next week. We lost the next week.
Yeah, we lost to Klein at 11 at home. It was a home playoff game. And the reason I remember that game so vividly, I was a kid and T.I. had just dropped that song, Whatever You Like. My brother was playing it on the computer in the hall. Like, everybody had a computer in that little room in the house, and my brother was playing T.I. You Can Have Whatever You Like. And I remember going to that game. That's the game Jamarcus Walker and Bush got hurt.
Yeah, it's also the game Gunnar Quick tore his ACL, the freshman, on a kickoff.
Yeah.
That was bad.
That's bad.
Yeah. That was bad.
But, Nasty, before we move on all the way, it's week 4, and I always ask you this question each week. What sticks out the most now in week 4 about the Panthers to you? And you can't say the defense again.
No, I'm just I still, what sticks out the most is maybe I need to see some more from JJ. We don't know what Javion's got. Yeah, he threw 4 touchdown passes last week, 6 for 7. Do we count that? He had a pretty good game against Knack. He saw the heat against Longview, which everybody did. So you don't want to hold that against him. But I'm telling you, we need to see JJ win a football game before I think Friday night start for Javion Johnson is the biggest of his young career. He's a senior, but it's very important that he gets a win and builds confidence, and not just a win, but a win that he directs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we win the game because of Javion and not the defense, or maybe not Waters, but he does it, and we need him to get that confidence before we go down to Barbara Hill, in my opinion.
That's what Jalen and I were talking today on the phone, and I was like, I'd like to see Javion just pushing the ball down the field, making those throws that are 30 yards in the air, something like that. And that's, I think, the only thing that has been missing. He's played well, but like you said, he's not young, but it is a young career. He hasn't been able to start until this year. So it's, I think that'll be key. And I think in this game, there's going to be opportunities. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Man, and I went to Ole Miss this weekend and really watched. They had a kid starting. Okay, their starter was hurt. Last minute, they bring in a kid named Chambliss. Now, I didn't know he won the D2 state national championship last year, D3 at Ferris State. I listen, driving on, but the coaches put him in a position to win. And what he was doing a lot of read option. He reads that guy. He goes in, he keeps it, throws out the quick pass. If he doesn't, he runs around the corner. I want to see Javion run a little bit and have the option to do that. In my opinion, it just looked like a great game plan by Kiffin and company. I don't know, kind of stuck with me to kind of get a way to win.
I saw a school up north. It was some college. I can't remember. Not a big football school. They ran a play last weekend. It was all over social media. So they basically line up and gun right, and they ran zone right. Zone read option. But they ran it to the backside defensive end. So it's kind of like it's still read option, but you're kind of like backside reading. And the DN obviously crashed hard as he could, and he basically countered it out. It was a great play call. But like you said, I want to see Javion run the ball. I never send y'all that play. I literally watched it probably for 10 minutes this morning before work.
At the end of the day, he can do what he's doing now, and we can go 8-2 or 7-3, what have you, and make it a second round of the playoffs. I mean, we're going to do that. But if we want to make that next level and make a run, man, this guy's got to turn into a 2,000-yard passer and a 1,000-yard rusher in a season, and that's going to be the way the recipe, I think, anyway, for us to make it to the next level.
Basically, like our guy Cordell Rogers did.
That is correct.
Yeah, and I think it's this is the first time in a while there's been an offensive line behind it that can stand up and hold a pocket for him to either bounce it out or make those longer throws.
And our offensive line looks good.
Yeah,
our guy Coach Cook is doing a great job with the low lineman.
Well, I mean, he's been here for 305 games. You would think he'd get it figured out by now. That was his 305th game. He's been a Lufkin Panther coach Friday night.
Wow, that's huge.
That's tenure.
So So, we played a lot of 10, 11, and 12 game seasons. So that means he's been here a long time.
Oh yeah, that was yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I'm at 205 now, so he's been here at least another 4. I think he got here in 2000 or 2002. I think he told me. I can't remember. He just stopped by and told me his stats Friday night during the game, so that was pretty good stuff. I mean, during the pregame show.
Man.
It was another big run for our district. I don't know if y'all have looked yet, but they are rolling. Westbrook and everybody won again, essentially, except for Barbers Hill. But they played a pretty good Deer Park team. But you got Westbrook and Pam, both 3-0. Baytown, Beaumont, us, and Barbers Hill 2-1, and only Galveston Ball and Sterling in there. No, Baytown's even 2-1. Ball's only 1-2, and they lost a close one. So, as Coach said Monday night, this district every Friday night is going to be tough. And boy, we're going to get the tough one right out of the chute down at Barbers Hill a week from Friday.
What time is it?
7.
What?
All the district games are at 7.
I said, what time are we leaving?
Oh, we're going to leave out here about 2:30.
2 o'clock.
We got to get down there and get set. 2 o'clock. I've never been to Barbers Hill, so we have to scope out a pregame spot.
Yep.
It's called I think it's called Cactus Jacks.
All right. Well, we'll be there 4 o'clock.
That's where all my recommendations have been. I don't know how that tunnel's going to work out, next Friday morning. We're back on the road with it. We've been blessed being at home these last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think we got a Tijuanitas down there somewhere close, don't we?
We're going to pass through and we're going to stop and get some of those fried
well,
ribs.
Those ribs are on point, I'm telling you.
I think Spoon's wedding shower had some Tijuanitas in the mix.
It did. Some good stuff. Gumbo was good. Boudin balls, excellent. I only got to eat one before they take them away.
Yeah, I didn't eat many of them, but I had plenty of that.
And the other games this week, Silsby's got Beaumont Westbrook. Ought to be a good one. Cleburne plays Port Arthur Memorial down at Port Arthur. Good drive for them. And Barbers Hill playing Richmond Foster. And Beaumont United at Jasper, it looks like. So some decent games here as everybody gets their final tune-up before District 958.
Silsby?
Silsby is playing at Westbrook.
Yeah, they're 2-point. Westbrook's 2-point dog.
That'll be a good game.
That's going to be a really good game. They're a 4A Division II, right?
Who? Silsby? Yes.
You talk about some, more big games. Texas High School football. South Oak Cliff gets Longview at home and gets the win.
Barely.
Scraped by.
And anytime you get a win there, it's good. Also, Nacogdoches, Livingston's up and coming from what I've been told. Nacogdoches went and got another win, so they're 2-1. We mentioned PNG. They beat LaPorte 14 Friday night. A little bit of an upset there, I guess. Angleton all over that Richmond team that Barbers Hill will play this week. Again, that could be a round 3 potential matchup if we can get there. And then District 12-5A, they actually started district Friday night. A&M Consolidated barely got past Pflugerville-Weiss 48-40. But, man, I got to tell you, Austin Anderson completely boat raced College Station 37-14, and that's one of the biggest upsets, I think, anyway, if you're listening to all these experts, especially in District 12-5A. And then you look ahead to this week, Consolidated is playing College Station this week. So, boy, oh, boy, we're going to learn a lot about District 12-5A in the first 2 weeks.
College Station's 0-3, right?
Yeah, they're still looking for a win. And I don't think they're going to get it.
And then, is it Weiss or Weiss?
Weiss.
Weiss.
Weiss beat Consol, right?
No, Consol beat them 48-40.
Really?
I think.
No, I think Weiss won. Look that up.
Youngsters always questioning the old man.
By now you thought we'd listen, Uncle Nasty.
I know it. Uncle Nasty's probably right about that. And Austin Anderson is open this week out of District 12-5A. So you do have that going for you. Once again, Longview loses for the first time of the season. The tough one at South Oak Cliff. So, but boy, what was it? Atascocita had a big one last week too as well, didn't they?
They had Westlake at the house.
Didn't they win?
No, they got beat.
Westlake beat that. They won that one.
I think they fumbled twice in the fourth quarter. in the red zone, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I know they didn't have their starting quarterback last week, but I think they fumbled twice in the fourth quarter in the red zone.
Well, that does make a difference.
Yep.
It makes a huge difference. Hey,
Well,
you mentioned Livingston. I want to talk about that for a second. Livingston went 0-10 last year.
I know.
They're
They got a new
2-1.
coach.
Yeah, they got the guy out of Waxahachie.
Yeah.
And they're 2-1. Is Polk County is on a rise?
I wouldn't go too far.
Wait, isn't Woodville in Polk County?
It's close enough for. Is it Polk or Tyler? I think it's Polk.
Probably Tyler. It's Tyler County.
Yeah.
Woodville. I saw they moved up in the top 5 in their division.
They've been good for a few years.
Yeah, their quarterback. What's his last name? He's Oh man.
Ivins.
No, he ain't an Ivins. Now he's what's his last name? Man. He played in state champion. Babin. Luke Babin.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Because his
Dad played for the Texans.
His dad played for the Texans, yes.
That's fine.
He played in the state championship game last year.
Defensive end.
Played defensive end. What year was that in? 90 what? 80?
Early in the Texans' career.
I'd say they weren't a team in the 90s.
I was going to say 2000. I would say 2010ish.
Yeah, that would make sense. 2001 was the first season.
Oh, they were still the Oilers in the 2000s? In the 90s?
There was no Oilers in the
They
90s.
left in the early 90s, didn't they?
Yeah.
They were. I know they were the Oilers in 93.
That was, I think, probably by the last season. Then they went
No,
up.
92 is when they lost to Buffalo and they were up by 100.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that game. I was driving back from New Orleans.
You drive back from New Orleans and they lost.
Then I was listening the whole way and I was celebrating the whole way until I got to about Beaumont and then they lost.
And you probably didn't have a cell phone back then either.
Nope, I was listening to radio. No, there was no cell phone.
Nope.
You know,
Am I right again? Y'all just argue with Uncle Nasty today.
And I'm not arguing with you. You were right about the consolidated game too. Somebody commented, "This fool is wearing a Notre Dame polo," and he is an Aggie that commented that.
Shocker.
Boy,
You need to go change that. You need to go change that
Aggies
polo.
got away with a holding call on that last play. There's no question about that.
You can't say that though because they called Bussey's touchdown back. So they're going to argue that.
Well, I don't know about all that, but on national TV in Notre Dame, I can't believe they got that call.
That was holding all day long.
I'm glad they got it, but normally you're not getting that call in Notre Dame.
What do you think would have been worse if they call the holding and they lose, or you just go ahead and let them win? We would have to hear about it either way.
Oh yes, this was for us not going to A&M. This was the best thing that could have happened. Because if they would have got that holding call and lost the game, oh my!
Oh yeah, they would have. And we were stuck in a house full of Aggies.
We would have called the president and got him to do a executive investigation on that. It would have been over. That would have been appeals. It would have been terrible.
No, it would have been bad. I see that they already got Marcel Reed, in the Heisman rank, the Heisman voting conference play hasn't opened up, and we all know what A&M can do. They got their Super Bowl out the way. They might let Auburn sneak in next week and get them.
Are they off this week?
Yeah, they're off this week. They get Auburn at home next week.
Well, they get Auburn off a trip to Oklahoma, so that'd probably be a good spot for them. I don't think they're going to lose that game. Of course, have they ever beaten Auburn?
I don't know. I know Auburn got them last year in the last few minutes. We were in the locker room.
I think Manziel lost both times to Auburn, I think. I could be wrong.
I remember last year you didn't watch the last of the game because you were in a high heated gym match.
Was that a crown?
Yeah.
That was a good
I know
win.
everybody was sitting there. Everybody was sitting there circled around you. You had your cards holding them tight like this, and the TV was playing. Everybody sitting there and watching. You weren't worried one thing about that TV. You were just.
When you get those pigeons on the other side of the table, you just got to keep them close.
Yep.
I remember that game vividly. It was a good win.
Somebody said, Gary, you are definitely wrong.
I'm free for gin tonight if anybody wants in, if you're listening.
But some more big games. Our guy Haynes King, Longview, Texas natives. He goes into a big game against Clemson and comes out with a big win. And we were hard on Georgia Tech, and I don't think you were with us, were you?
It was my original pick, but you two clowns picked him, so I got off the ship.
Oh. You should have stayed on it.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you, man. I was watching that game from this bar at Oxford, and there was a bunch of guys there listening. I said, listen, I know this kid. He's fixing to do what he does. And I said, what he did to Lufkin, he's about to do it to Clemson. And, man, he went right down there and did it immediately. It was unbelievable. Happy for him.
Do you think he's just immune to contact now? Because he is not scared to take a beating.
He's a freaking gamer, and, I don't understand why he's never been drafted. I mean, I guess they knew he was coming back. I'm not saying he should be a number one draft pick. I made a bet with a guy in center that he would win the Heisman at A&M. Obviously, I lost that bet. But, I'm telling you right now, if they run the table, he's 70-1 to win the Heisman. Look at their schedule. If they run the table and they make it and win the ACC, you can't tell me he's not getting an invite to the Downtown Athletic Club. I highly disagree.
I wouldn't be surprised if you were in New York with him.
Well, you have to have – I mean, he's getting – he ran the ball 25 times in that game?
The problem is the schedule's not hard, but the odds of him making it a full season without missing any games due to injuries is minuscule. So that is the problem. But at 70-1, I'm telling you right now, 71, I've wasted $20 on dumber stuff.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah, the 20s. All right, on to the next subject. You get Tech at Utah. The line opened up at 3.5. The over and the under is at 57.5. I'm big on Tech.
Can we talk about how diabolical it is? They're playing at 11 a.m. our time, which means it's 10 a.m. their time.
It's all because of TV.
Yeah, it's a top 20 matchup, and you're going at 10 a.m. local time. How tough is?
You know who we have to watch that night?
It's all because of Fox. I mean, there's just no.
You got LSU in southeastern Louisiana, Texas and Sam Houston. The 7 o'clock slate, you get Utah State, McNeese, Nicholls State, and Texas State, ULM Monroe, and UTEP. The biggest game played that night is Michigan State and USC.
No, the biggest game that night's on NBC, and that's Illinois at Indiana.
Yeah.
The winner of that game, mark my words, will be in the playoff.
They play at 6. They play at 6:30. I'm talking about the late games.
Well, that's
categorized as a late.
I mean, it's as late as it's going to get here. Michigan State and USC is you talking about 10 o'clock. You talking about the get right game?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one good one in.
The get right game. Then at 2:30, you get Bill Belichick and UCF.
You got Michigan at Nebraska. That's a good one.
Oklahoma and Auburn.
Yes. Great game.
I'm all over Auburn.
That feels weird. SEC game like that, and it doesn't start off with the theme music for CBS.
Well, start with that 11 o'clock game with the Utes. I guess y'all going to be on those Red Raiders.
I'm on those Red Raiders.
Utah, according to ESPN bet, is -3.5, and the over-under is at 57.5.
Yeah, I'm all over that.
On the passing, rushing, and receiving leaders, none of them are from Utah. Everything's Texas Tech. So leads me to believe it's probably going to be Utah.
Cool.
You go ahead and give me that Syracuse 16.5 at Clemson. I'm all over that.
No.
Nah, Syracuse isn't very good. Neither one of these two teams have played anybody, but I'm going with the best quarterback. Dampier and the Utes are going to win this football game.
I think so.
I'm going with the Red Raiders. However they do it.
That's what I'm talking about. And I don't think Auburn's is good. I'm rolling with the Sooners.
If you ever want to go on the dove hunt of your life, we're going to take you to Lubbock, Texas.
Yep.
Well, I'll go, but I don't hunt.
Well, we were there for 4 days of hunting, and we hunted.
One day.
Well, that'd be the day I get to sleep, because with you boys for 4 days, I'm going to need to sleep for one of them.
We got home, and that alarm went off, and it was time to drive to the dove field. And it was not great. We got done hunting, and we had
And all in unison, we all were just like, nah, cancel.
We had all these plans. We're gonna go eat brunch. We're gonna do all this stuff. We went to Chipotle, got takeout, went back to the hotel, and when we woke up, the sun was going down.
About time to go out.
About time that's what we did, and we didn't make it we didn't try to hunt again the rest of the weekend. Clemson at Syracuse at Clemson lines at 16.5. Over and under is 55.5. I want the under, and I want Syracuse.
I'm agreeing to going against Clemson, but I've tried that Syracuse train twice, and it's not very good. It doesn't make it to the end of the track, so I can't back you on that one. I will tell you this. Tulane can freaking play football, and they're getting – this line opened at 13. It's down to 10.5 at Ole Miss. Ole Miss had a big win last week, and guess who they got next week at home? You guessed it, LSU is coming in next week as well. And in between, they got a very good Tulane coming. I'm telling you, I think Ole Miss will win, but this game is going to be close.
It will.
Well, we need to go ahead and get something rolling. Because
we could head out from Barbers Hill next Saturday, Friday night, and head up to Oxford.
Don't tempt us. I'm game. I can swing it. I know I can swing it. Let me check with Kamen. I don't think he cares. So I think I'm good to go on that one. Another good game. You got SMU at TCU. Lineup 6.5. TCU over and under 64.5. TCU's what, 4-0?
Man, I love their quarterback. He can throw it.
Didn't they have a shootout last week? Didn't they win in overtime?
It's the Big 12 pod. They have a shootout every week.
They used to.
They're only 2-0.
They don't play defense in the Big 12.
No, they've only played twice. But I do think they take care of SMU this week. I really don't think that'll be much of a issue. I'm telling you, you need to watch this kid. If you haven't watched TCU play, Hoover just can – he's unbelievable. He's thrown it 63 times in 2 games, 77% completion percentage. It's crazy how accurate he is.
They took Abilene Christian to overtime and won 42 to 21. Sorry,
overtime by 21, folks.
Never mind. It said 41 on the other side. Scored by
He's a Texas high school football native.
Yep. But
I think it'll be a good one.
I just don't trust it.
I'm taking SEU.
You're going to lose. What about your Baylor Bears?
Who are they playing?
I think Arizona State, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Arizona State.
My favorite over there in that nice, friendly confines over there off the Brazos.
2.5. Man, I think Arizona State. They just got hit in the mouth last week. I think that game can get ugly. How they do it?
You got to sick them. Sick them, Bears. Baylor taking this one down. Telling you right now.
You got faith in the Bears. What about your boy Pavia?
Who?
Diego.
Oh, cash money, baby. He's trying to appeal for a 7th year.
He said that was false.
Oh, did he?
He did, but
is Vandy the real deal?
5'8", a straight running man right there, baby. Huh?
I think they're good.
Oh, he's a good wing T quarterback. He could have won a state championship in Texas at over in Franklin. They'd have won the state title. If he's running the wing T. But he's not going to be a prototypical NFL drop back passer, I don't believe. But I sure like watching him play. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep. There's Michigan.
You got a question, Nasty? What's your favorite all-time Panther game, excluding the state championship? I think you've already answered this one.
I wasn't at the state. I wasn't broadcasting the state championship.
Yeah.
Well, moment or game, the best game was that Westfield game for sure.
What's your favorite all-time Panther game, excluding the state championship game?
Oh, from any game, any sport?
Didn't you say Westfield?
Well, that's football.
Okay, well, I guess it's any sport.
He's a big fan
Dang.
of Colton Wing. I think I know where this is going.
Well, yeah, that was a run to state though. That was that hit he got against College against the Woodland. Or was it College Park?
I think it
It was at Sam Houston. I remember that.
I think it was
We were
College
playing.
Park.
Yeah, it was College Park. I don't think we had to play the Woodlands. College Park beat the Woodlands. That was a pretty significant hit there. That was a big moment for sure. But
Shoulder injury can't keep Nasty off the mic.
no. Got that MRI today, boys. We're gonna find out tomorrow. Speaking of those MRIs,
we got to drive you to your surgery.
I don't know. Those MRIs are a little bit taxing. I tell you, get claustrophobic. A lot of noise in there. I wasn't a big fan. It was 35 minutes of almost torture. Rather been waterboarded.
Well, we talked about the other night when you get your age, it's almost that time to go face it.
I know. Cut my toe off. It's been a bad week for Old Nasty.
What we got any more big games out there? What we got?
Michigan, Nebraska. They're both 3-0 at Nebraska. Or sorry,
Patrick Mahomes, baby. I'm riding with it.
3-0.
I'm riding with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he looks like him off the field. Can he play like him on the field? That'll be the question.
Well, I don't know because Mahomes is what 0-3,
0-2. Well, it ain't his fault. Freaking Kelsey's killing him. I need to bench him. Did you see the drop pass he had that gives him the lead in the fourth quarter?
Yeah,
it hit him in the hands.
And then he throws his hands up.
I mean, it's one thing to drop it. It's another thing to knock it up in the air so they can run it back to the 50. Yeah. I'm about to agree with Xavier Worthy. Go play with Taylor.
Did you see the stat on Jalen Hurts? He's threw I think 2 passes more than 20 yards this season. Was it more than 10 yards? It was something crazy. And then the defensive lineman for the Chiefs was talking to him when they got ready to take a knee, and he's like, "The only reason y'all wanted to that tush push." And Jalen Hurts is like, "A win is a win."
I agree with that 100%. I will tell you my upset pick, and I think it's one of the biggest games of the weekend. Illinois is going into Indiana. They're a 5-point dog. I know the Hoosiers were your glory team last year, or the Cinderella, if you will, but I think the Cinderella this year, and I've been talking them up all year long. That's Illinois. I like them. I know they're getting some money at Indiana, but I'm rolling with the Illini tomorrow or Saturday afternoon.
How are you going to bet against the guy you stole his famous quote from?
Who?
Google him. Google me.
I didn't steal that. That's my quote.
You made that. He stole it from you.
Man, I don't even know his name.
What's it?
He wasn't saying that at JMU.
Yeah. Gets over there and gets a little money in his pocket. Now he's loud talking.
Yeah.
Barely beat Old Dominion, and then played the big tough teams of Kennesaw State and Indiana State. We'll see how it goes this week with Illinois.
Yeah. I like it. I think
I like Illinois in that. I like Illinois in that one.
I'll take my 5 just in case.
You got USC and Michigan State at 10 o'clock. USC opens up at 17.5. Our guy, Evan Young, lefty Panther starter last year, carried that defense over there at Michigan State. Hopefully he gets a little PT.
I think he
USC
got
at 17. He got redshirted?
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, USC
or in
at
the midst
17.5. I'm taking Michigan State.
Yeah, you can still play 4 games and get redshirted nowadays.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think he's in the midst of it. Man, these guys have given up 40 points to Boston College and 24 to Youngstown State.
Michigan or USC? Michigan.
They might need to let EY play. Because these Trojans 73, 59, 33 on a 12 o'clock start time in Purdue last week. I kind of saw that coming, but they can score. And what's the total on this game? This might be one of those you want to.
17.5.
No. What's the total?
The total, 56.5.
Yeah, that might be a number we need to look at. The USC might score that by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, whatever you like, we like.
Is it chalk if I pick an underdog that's only a 1.5 dog?
No, that still goes as that's upset.
I think Nebraska wins this week.
I do too.
At home. It's the Matt Rule rule. I mean, he's tracking on exactly what he did at Baylor. He's going to somehow win 10 games this year.
He's a football coach. There's no question about it. There's 3 NFL matchups this week of undefeated teams. See if y'all can get one of these right. Rams at Philly, Arizona at San Fran, and on Monday night, Detroit is at Baltimore.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
The Eagles will beat the Rams.
Yeah, the Eagles will beat the Rams, but that Detroit Baltimore game will be a good game.
That's on Monday night, undefeated, but I think both of the Rams will beat that.
Philly's 3.5 favorite, Baltimore's 4.5 favorite, and San Fran's 2.5 favorites. All of those 3 favorites are short favorites at the house.
Ooh,
and I need a pick for Survivor this week, and my partner doesn't want to take Buffalo, which I'm kind of starting to question how smart he is. But who do y'all think with not lines, just who's going to win, baby? Who's going to win, baby, on Sunday?
I think the Cardinals beat the Niners. They're short dogs at home because Mac Jones is playing quarterback. And he was good at Bama, but he hadn't been good since.
I could take any team. I don't have to just take that game.
Oh, okay. Any team
besides Cincinnati and Baltimore. I want to take Buffalo. My partner wants to use them for a later date.
Go ahead and take Atlanta in Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about that. That was on my short list.
Falcons, Panthers.
A lot of them like Seattle.
What about Washington? What about Washington?
If you could somehow just pick the team that the Saints are playing every week, it would probably pay off. Yeah, even in the Survivor League, they might not win a game.
Well, they're 0-2, but they have put scares in both of the 2 opponents. But those both are at home as also, so we'll see on their first road game this week.
Yeah.
We got a question for you, Nasty. What does Nasty know about Rutgers?
The Scarlet Knights?
Yes.
I love their coach. They've won some games, and I love their walkout music. What else you need to know? And their basketball gym is called the Rack.
Yep.
That's enough.
Wasn't the number 2 pick in the NBA from Rutgers this year? 2 and 3?
Yep. I think.
Rutgers played the first ever college football game.
What
Well, I wasn't alive then.
What do they run out to? Because it's
the Sopranos. Mm. They got the opening theme of Sopranos going over the
when they run out.
I mean, it's one of the coolest things. You can Google that. Google it.
Let's see.
There's going to be a new coach listening to Sandman every home game next year.
Well, that's at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
So they fired him already?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's gone. They fired him and UCLA's coach.
UCLA and Virginia Tech. Which one would you rather take out of those spots?
Neither.
Virginia Tech or UCLA?
Yeah. You got to remember UCLA's in the Big Ten now.
Yeah, but I would rather for winning football games and I'd rather go to Virginia Tech.
Me too.
I mean, for a football program, I just don't think I'd like it in California. Taxes and traffic, not 2 of my better things.
Mm-hmm.
What is our boy doing? Trying to get Rutgers up?
I think so.
I want to see it. Got to get y'all out the way.
Yeah, that's a big head right there.
You can't.
Bigger head.
I didn't see it. But it's a good one if you find it. There you go.
It doesn't sound like
What is that? Speed it up a little bit.
yeah. Fast forward there. That ain't it. That ain't it either.
I'm telling you, it was at the beginning with the one I saw. Maybe when they hired their coach back, he changed it out. What's his name right now?
I can't find it.
Oh,
I'm sure it's somewhere on the web.
It is.
Ole Miss was pretty crunk Saturday night. I'll tell you that. They were getting after it.
You had some pretty good seats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I don't think there's a bad seat in there.
How many does that stadium hold?
I was funny you asked that. I was thinking, you know, I was comparing it to Baylor. I thought it was about the Baylor size, but I looked up and got out 64,000.
Okay.
Baylor's not
before
quite
we
that
go,
big.
we got to talk about the Pac. The Pac is ranked number 7 at Texas 5A Division I football.
Well,
Dave Cannon rankings.
I'm happy about it. I just don't know if what we've actually done to deserve it, but I'm glad we got it, and hopefully we can earn it here in the next 2 weeks.
I think enough people have lost for us to sneak on in there.
Well, that's it's still the top 4 didn't change, and that's who's who. But Angleton went up to 5 after Laporte got beat, and somebody else right in front of us got beat as well because we moved up 3 spots. But I'm not saying we're not the 7th best team. I'm just saying that how do we know? How do they know? How does anybody know? Because nobody's really been tested yet. And again, I think we're going to be tested Friday night. Granberry, a quarterback, is going to be a kid that stays in the pocket, and he's going to chunk it, and he's going to throw it a deep, stay in the pocket and hit some spots and be on the move. And if we don't read our keys and keep our eyes out of the backfield, he's a problem. And Harrelson, they got a big tight end. I don't think anybody needs to be taking this thing for granted.
Yeah, I saw they posted on Twitter that Kadarius McMiller set a, I guess, program record. He ran for 6 touchdowns last week too.
Well, he had 5 carries for 5 touchdowns, and he caught a pass. But yeah, 6 touchdowns was the school record. That's crazy stuff. Granberry, 3 games. I mean, he's completed 50 of 71 passes, 602, 7 touchdowns. They lost by 1 to Marshall. Now they did get blown out by Legacy. So, but anyway, you know, I'm going to watch some film on them tomorrow before we get into Friday. But they're averaging right at 400 yards per game. I'm telling you that right now, even with that schedule.
Wow.
And you look at the last 10, we're 5-5 over the last 10 with these guys. We were on an 8-1 run before that. So, you know, but again, we've won 3 out of the last 4. That is the good news.
You remember when John Tyler, it was our senior year, round 1, they had Bryson Smith playing quarterback, the kid that went to Houston. Man, that kid can play receiver, running back, quarterback, kick returner. He can do it all. And I think they beat us right there. We were going for 2 right there. And I think that was going to tie the game up. And we didn't complete it, but they came out. We had a little time off the clock, and he just did what he did best and took off running all around in circles.
2016?
Yeah, 2016 season.
Yeah.
50-49.
Yeah. So that would have won the game.
Well, you talk about that game. Coach Quick's first game as head coach. We're in John Tyler. It's playing them. And Greg Ward's the quarterback. Fred Ross is one of the receivers. Haggerty's in the backfield. I'm like,
Nick Kiki has played quarterback. He ran him at that game?
I don't remember. There was a lightning delay at the beginning of that game. We didn't get started right on time either. It was kind of a weird game.
Remember, that's when Kendrick Mapp had moved in.
Yeah, wasn't that 2012?
2012, yeah, the year after Outlaw died.
35-21. They jumped out quick. We hung in, but they got a late touchdown to make it 2.
Well, that's it from us for week 4. Nasty, go ahead and take us out of here. Thank everybody for watching the show. Like, subscribe, follow us live for the Pines.
Hit us up. We might even be live from the sports book this week. You never know.
Never know.
Special thanks to Whataburger, Teal and Edith's, and, of course, all of our good friends at Rank Buick GMC. And don't forget to hit us up. We'll be on about 4 o'clock, game day Friday, leading into the head coach Coach Carl Epsick show. We'll be on Lufkin Game Time Friday around 4:00. Check that out with us on the replay. We'll talk some football there and get you set for our final home game before a 9-5 play.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Later.